What's up, YouTube? Today I want to talk to everyone that's wanting to join the military and just tell them about one of the steps that I've been through. I'm not in the military yet. I'm in the delayed entry program for the United States Marine Corps, and I leave July 23rd. So like, I don't know everything, so don't ask me like what to do at boot camp and stuff like that. I just want to tell people about Meps and so on and so forth. Meps is the military entrance processing station. When you go to Meps, I I went to one in Miami because I live in Florida, but Meps is basically just lines. Everything's a fucking line, and it really sucks. Like if you have the chance, if you're still in high school and you haven't taken the ASVAB yet, make sure you take it at school because one, it's a little bit easier, probably, or at least from what I've heard at school, and you don't have to do it at Meps because everything at Meps is at least a 2 hour process. And I'll just give you the whole rundown. Basically, what you do is you wake up in the morning, you go to your recruiters, and then with your recruiter, you drive all the way, depending on where you're at, you drive, walk, whatever the fuck you do. You go to Meps with your recruiter, and you get there, you get out, and if you're going to take the ASVAB, you go in, you go through security and blah blah blah. You sign your name, and before you go to Meps, major tip: remember your social security number. Make that shit your motherfucking right here. Make sure it's in the back of your head. Like, make sure it's in there because you will. I wrote my social security number at Maps a good 100 fucking times. I swear it was just yeah, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Just so I don't even know. Like I could have been given my identity so many crooks if someone was just like, "Yo, write your social security number." I was just like, so. And you sign your social security number so many times. You don't even have a name. Your social security number is you at Meps anyway. And for the ASVAB, you pretty much go there, you get processed, you get signed in, you read this paper about like the rules, like don't talk, don't shoot bubble gum, blah blah blah, don't go here, don't go there. And when you go to take the ASVAB, it's I don't know, it depends on who you are. Some of the questions are pretty hard, some were easy. I didn't do amazing, but I wasn't trying my hardest. Like I put in a pretty good effort, but I got a 56, which is a little bit above average, I guess. Like I think you need 32, 27, or no, I think it's 27 to just get into the Marine Corps. I don't know about the other branches, but when you take the ASVAB, just take your time, make sure you do everything right, don't fuck up. I was this close to having to take it twice because the guy lost my scores. He had to pick up a phone to call some dude in New York, and they somehow retrieved my score. I don't know how. I don't care. I didn't have to take it again. But yeah, first day at Meps was alright. I mean, it's just boring. But the next day, this is everyone. It applies to everyone, not even people who don't take ASVAB. You wake up about 4:30 in the morning, and oh yeah, by the way, let me talk about the stay over. And if you're not from the town the Meps is in, you stay in a hotel. Where I stayed at was amazing. It was probably the best hotel I've been at in a while. And you wake up and you have a really nice dinner when you're there. Like I thought they were just like, oh yeah, just give those kids fucking scraps, but no, they gave us a really nice dinner. And then you get the lights out at 10 o'clock, which I don't give a shit. We're waking up at 4. I was passed out at like 9:30, and when you wake up about 4:30 in the morning. Your recruiter's he's at the hotel also. He's in another room. You go there, you get all your shit, you eat breakfast, and then you get on a bus, and then you go back to Meps, and then they line you up by your branch. They had Army, Navy, Air Force, blah blah blah, and the last but not least, the Marine Corps. And Army is freaking favorited at Meps. I don't care what anyone says. The Army has because everyone working there is Army, so they all got like they cut all of us, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, blah blah. They just went right in front of us, and I was just like, fucking Army faggots. And it was kind of stupid, but when you go there, you go back into this main lobby, and you bring all your stuff there because you're not staying at the hotel anymore. You put your all your stuff in like this one little closet they lock off, and no one's allowed in there. So that way they can't say that you got your shit stolen because you're not allowed to bring anything. Like if you have a phone, don't bring it up. Like don't bring it to all the processing shit. Like when you get in your medical stuff, just leave it in your backpack. Don't take anything. Don't take an iPod. Don't take your phone. They're gonna tell you this, but just like I know some people are just like, "I fucked up, bring my phone." I saw one dude brought his phone. He got kicked out of there, and I don't know what happened to him, but I'm pretty sure his recruiter was pissed off that they they couldn't get him all processed today. But yeah, just don't bring your phone or anything up when you're going through the physical shit, because it's just not worth it. And the lunch, make sure you eat before you go there, because their lunches, they're providing to like 600 kids, 600 other kids, so I can't blame them for not being like gourmet. But the lunches at Meps, they could have been better. So just like make sure you eat a really good breakfast before you go, and drink lots of water. You gotta drink water, because the one thing that you can make go by faster is the damn piss test. So just make sure you drink water, because that's the only thing I could really control and make go by faster. So that wasn't too bad. And yeah, then you just get all your blood work done, which sucked. Like you just turn away, and then I don't know. There was a lot of stuff. Like I'm trying to think of other stuff we had to do. Um, oh yeah, the physical for guys anyway was kind of humiliating because they put I'm gonna say like 30 other dudes all in this room, and we all stripped down to our boxers, and we had to do like all these like bends of our knees and make sure our joints were working and everything. And here you are with a bunch of other like hairy ass guys. I was only that's my 18th birthday. I was at Meps too, and so I was spending with a bunch of hairy old guys. They weren't old, but old guys, and it was nasty. I'm not gonna lie. And then when they just do if you're at a physical, they you hold your nuts, you turn, cough, and then you go. You put all your clothes back on, and then the other thing is for the hearing test. The hearing test, you put on these big old headphones, and they give you a little clicker, and you click it every time you hear a noise. Click that motherfucker every time you think you hear something. Like if you think you're hearing your neighbor's headphone, click that shit. It doesn't even matter, because if you don't click, you get points taken off. You can click a million times, and they won't take a single point away from you. So just click that little fucker anytime you hear anything. And yeah, just click that motherfucker. And then for the eye test, it's pretty much just basic stuff. Like if you ever had a physical, it's just that. It's just on a larger scale because they're trying to do like hundreds of kids all at one time. So you do all that shit, and then the fun part comes in. You go downstairs and they have these offices, like they have the Navy, or they have the Marine Corps office, the Navy office, the Army office, and then I didn't have to go that far. I only had to go to the Marine Corps office. But you go in there and all these Marines are just chilling in there, like playing with their iPhones and shit, watching TV. And then there's this one guy. I think he was a staff sergeant. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember. I can't remember. But he was like, I don't know. He was probably the leader guy in that room, and he goes over all your shit. And like I got arrested, and my recruiter, I don't know why, but I made it smoking marijuana, and but I got waivers for that, and I was all taken care of. And basically, he just gets you to sign. You just sign. This is when you get to do the final parts, of signing your life away, and you do that, and it shows you when you're returned to Meps to leave, and then it just shows like what your rank's gonna be after recruit training and all that shit. And then after that, you just go into a room, or not a room, but into another lobby, and you're just sitting there. And they had this TV show on. Oh yeah, it was like I can't remember what it was. It was about like people getting away with murder. So you sit there. I sat there for a good hour and a half, but it was cool because once you came back downstairs after all the medical shit was over, they let you have your phone. So I was just playing little video games on my phone for a good hour and a half. It was probably the best. It was probably the peak of my day right there. And then after that, you get to do the final thing, which is you go into this room, and it was this army guy. I don't know. He was just going over like he was like, listen, this is real shit. Like this is the real deal. It's like Marines. There's gonna be points where you're gonna be told get there and don't let no one stop you. And he's like, there you might end up killing a kid and all that shit. He was just going over depressing shit. And he's like, oh yeah, for army people, if they tell you get this truck there, someone gets in your way, you run that fucker over because it's your ass. And they were just going over stuff like that. And then he was like, okay, now this woman is gonna come in here. She was army. I don't know what her rank was, but she was up there. And he was like, when she comes in, I want you all to stand at attention, do the whole nine. So we were standing there. It must have been a good 15 minutes. I swear to God, I was sitting there waiting for this woman, and then you just hear the door open, and this one kid who volunteered to freaking tell us all to stand at attention. She was like, he just heard the door like go click, and he's like, attention! And he said it loud as shit too, and I was like, damn, this kid's loud. And it was pretty awesome. We rose our right hands and we did the whole nine. Like, I will defend my country, foreign, domestic, everything, the standard. And then after that, we took our pictures for I don't know what the picture was for, but we took a picture, and then like we got these little cards saying welcome to, like, she almost separated for the Marine Corps, Navy, involved, all the other branches. And after that, we drove home. Now, I don't know. That's basically Meps in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Have a good day.